What could have prevented something like this from happening was to long ago have addressed that old slippery slope meme that's becoming relevant again here in 2026, when the legislation was getting passed to allow gays to get married. And at the time, Reddit was just like, oh, here's what Republicans will think will happen when gays get married. How long can you just cower in fear like this? Because now they've broken into churches and they've gotten in people's faces and places of worship. But this has always been allowed, these attacks against Christians. But God forbid if any other religious group, if you go into a synagogue or a mosque, for example. But anyways, this is what you have to do. Myron Gaines does it well. You have to double down in the face of these people.
I want to dedicate this to Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
So this being, this cretin right here, is okay to say he deserved to die, fuck him. That's where we are right now. So since right off the bat you know that these people, this is what they think of you, since you know that this is what they think of you, you have to respond accordingly, because they don't want to have a conversation anymore. They want death. They want blood. It's clear that the country's going to a civil war, and whether I like that or not, the first shot heard around the world has to happen eventually. There's going to be a serious bitch slap or something. I mean, I was hoping someone in that church would have just given a swift one to the side of the cheek and just, did a Royal Rumble there in the house of the Lord. But I don't know. Maybe I'm an accelerationist in that way, because it's very clear that these useless or useful idiots, it's very clear that they're steering it in that direction. This is the only way to respond, by the way, and Myron does it right here.
Well, you said a Nazi? Well, Charlie wasn't a Nazi, I am. So, anyway, Charlie wasn't a Nazi, I am. Now you guys are stuck with me. He was way nicer. So, yeah.
And, he may get in trouble for saying that, but you kind of have to match their audacity, because their audacity has been unmatched to this point, hence the slippery slope analogy from earlier. You have to say that even if you're not, because they already think you are anyways. The reason why it has to be said is because their reality has already morphed you into that word, the N-word. Nazi. The original N-word.
It's a piece of Charlie Kirk. I'm going to dedicate this section of the show, this video, to Charlie. We keep his memory alive. We can have political disagreements all day, but at the end of the day, he's an American. He was a patriot. And, whoever was responsible, we will find you and you will go to jail. So fuck you. So, and no one should ever be persecuted for their political belief system, whether you're left, right, centered, any of your skin color, even this weirdo over here.
Ooh, so in the background he said, unless you're a Nazi. So case in point right there. This is actively calling for violence and threats. They justify it by calling you a Nazi. So that's where we're headed right now. They call you that word. That means they've justified in their mind doing what has been done to Nazis historically after the war. And we all know how terrible and brutal that was. The women who ever got involved with Nazis that were French, they had their heads shaven in shame and were just ostracized and cast out from normal society, basically. It's all coming to a head now. We're reaching some kind of point, some kind of concrescence of good and evil and metaphysical spirits at play. And this is a very karmic, metaphysical response that Myron Gaines is right in asserting there. He called himself one because they already think he is one. And they thought, and to his point, they thought that about Charlie. Charlie was the nice one. He was the one who was about having open discussion, and the rest of the people out there are a lot scarier than Charlie. It's pretty obvious that he was at odds with a lot of mainstream right-wing voices for not going hard enough, because he was too soft and not going against those people, that people.